Can we get much higher?
What's going on, y'all? This is WWE superstar Kofi Kingston, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
This is Daniel Bryan, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
This is Aaron Schick, and you listen to the Wrestling Uncensored.
Aw, yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He's Johnny North. WrestlingUncensored.net is the website. Here every Saturday night talking professional wrestling. Here on TSN 690, we've got a lot of pro wrestling to cover here. WWE Elimination Chamber is tomorrow night. Pretty big event because it's the second to last event before WrestleMania, right? Next is Fastlane, and then we got WrestleMania. Big show from the WWE, and it'll be main evented by, well, we're not really sure. We're not really sure what the last match on the card will be. WWE doesn't usually announce those things in advance. There are 2 Elimination Chamber matches on this card. One is for the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan, the champion, defending that awesome belt against AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, and Kofi Kingston. And then there's the other Chamber match, which will be for the first ever women's tag team titles. Nia Jax and Tamina, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, the Iconics, Bayley and Sasha, and Naomi and Carmella will all be in that chamber, and the winner of that match will be the first ever women's tag team champions. And I'm guessing that that match will main event the card. Right?
You know, I wanted to say that last week, and I think I did, but this week, I don't know, because it feels that Sasha's not 100%, and now Sasha and Bayley, it's confirmed, they're going to start the Chamber match. So I don't see them going all the way. They might get eliminated early, unfortunately. So if you have Nia and Tamina winning, which would be the other likely candidate to win team, I would feel that maybe that should just start off the show instead. And more than likely, I think a lot of people would believe this, that the WWE Championship match inside the Elimination Chamber is more likely going to be the most exciting match of the whole show.
Yeah. And I kind of miss the days where the WWE Championship was the main event. Like, it feels like it hasn't happened in a long time. And this pay-per-view, you kind of have the opportunity to do it. You've got a very big main event for the WWE title, and the women's match is big, but it's not like a big Ronda Rousey match. It's not Charlotte, it's not Becky, and it's not for one of the main titles, it's for the tag team titles. It is the first ever, but why not get it over with first? I think that the best way to book this thing would be to separate the 2 chamber matches, have one go on first and then one go on last. And I would start with the women's tag team and then finish with Daniel Bryan and the WWE title.
Well, with the way things are going on WWE television, I almost feel that Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott is going to be the main event because of all the craziness that's going to happen probably in the finish.
You think?
I think Becky will probably get involved. Charlotte says she's going to be at ringside. So with all those elements possibly there, that could be the main event because that's pretty much the main thing going right now in WWE television.
It is. Becky Lynch is the main thing. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair. That whole thing is the top storyline in WWE without a doubt. But Ronda Rousey, Ruby Riott going on last? I don't know.
It's what people will be talking about the most, I think. I mean, you highly expect Daniel Bryan will successfully defend the WWE Championship.
Yes.
I mean, it would be a great match.
Yes.
Won't be the greatest talking point. But if Charlotte is there, Becky's there, considering how things have completely changed for WrestleMania as of now, I could see that easily being the main event.
I agree. I mean, it's possible because there's a lot going on there. That's not how I would do it. I would make it the WWE title match. Just end the show with an awesome match. So what if Daniel Bryan retains, you know? It's going to be a good match. Why not just end the show with that? give us some excitement and weird stuff with the finish with Becky and Charlotte earlier in the show. But do you actually think something odd is going to happen? So we both think Daniel Bryan's going to retain the title here in his Elimination Chamber match. I think the match is going to be fantastic.
Agreed.
But do you think that something odd will happen between Ronda Rousey and Ruby Riott, where maybe Charlotte or Becky or both cost Ronda the title to Ruby Riott here?
After the way Raw ended, I think they have to keep things going because it's the hottest storyline right now. It got the most buzz, in my opinion. And I think it's what people want to see the most. They want Becky to show up and cause chaos. I think they need it to happen on the pay-per-view because that will get people watching what's going to happen on Monday, what's going to happen on SmackDown. Because it seems like regardless that Becky is a SmackDown wrestler, it almost feels like she's on both shows, much like Charlotte.
Right. So just to recap what happened on Monday Night Raw this week, Stephanie and Triple H come out. They cut a promo. They talk about the Elimination Chamber on Sunday. Then they talk about Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch shows up, which, again, they're doing a lot of this Becky stuff on Raw. She's a SmackDown wrestler. I guess she's challenging the Raw Women's Champion, so that's why she's on Raw so much. But it's odd that they've just moved her to the other brand and her storyline is taken over the Raw show because the whole show was really dominated by Becky Lynch.
I think if it's going to be the main event WrestleMania, this makes a lot of sense. You give it the most attention. You put it on both shows. I like the idea a lot. And if anything, it just shows you the importance that you need to put on Becky because she's doing both shows.
So Becky shows up, confronts Triple H and Stephanie. Triple H says Becky saw the doctors and they talked to the WWE doctors and that there's no structural damage in Becky's knee, so she is healthy. She can wrestle at WrestleMania. However, Stephanie says she must apologize to Triple H and Stephanie for attacking them on Raw and SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Becky says, I don't want to apologize. I'll fight anyone. I'll fight you or Triple H or Vince McMahon, but I will never apologize. And then Triple H says, well, either you say sorry or you get no match, which is kind of a dumb thing. Like, it was like, okay. And then it was, will she or won't she apologize? And she was talking to different people throughout the night, like Finn Balor and some other people. Alexa Bliss, right? Saying, oh, should I apologize or not? I don't know what to do. And then the show ends with Triple H and Stephanie in the ring for a promo with Becky. Becky does apologize. She says she's sorry. So in the end, she capitulated to the McMahons, which, not great. Stone Cold wouldn't have apologized.
Yeah, but for the storyline, it makes sense. Like, she made it make sense because she didn't want to throw away her match.
Right. She wanted the match with Ronda at WrestleMania. So she's like, look, fine, I'm sorry. I get my match, right? And Stephanie and Triple H are like, yes, you're going to get your match. And they shake her hand. Ronda Rousey shows up. She gets in Becky's face. We think, okay, here we go. WrestleMania. Vince McMahon shows up. And he's like, I don't like your... Becky, quite frankly, I don't like your attitude. And you're not the man, because there's only one man around here. That's Vince McMahon, damn it! You're suspended for 60 days. And that means you can't wrestle at WrestleMania. I'm suspending you, Becky. And instead, we're going to get a real champion, Charlotte Flair. And then Charlotte comes out, and she's like, ha, 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 and she poses. And then Vince is like, Charlotte Flair, the new Raw Women's Champion.
Interesting. Given that she didn't win the Rumble, and she's not even on Raw yet, she's going to get the title shot.
Yep.
Interesting move.
It's just, they're positioning Charlotte as this corporate champion. She's the chosen one. She's the one the WWE machine is behind. She's the one the McMahons want. And there is a lot of truth to that story. Right? It wasn't supposed to be Becky. Becky just got herself over. Charlotte was always the plan. I believe Charlotte versus Ronda one-on-one was the plan for WrestleMania. Becky was supposed to wrestle Ronda at, Survivor Series in November, right?
But she got hurt.
So Charlotte replaced her, and then things happened, and people got more and more behind Becky as time went on, and it just became obvious that Becky had to face Ronda down the road, and down the road is WrestleMania. They've really inserted Becky into this match more than inserting Charlotte into it. I think it's going to be a triple threat. It's going to wind up with Becky in the match somehow. But, Charlotte was always the plan. It was always supposed to be Charlotte.
Well, this is what I'm expecting is going to happen at Elimination Chamber. I think Ronda's probably going to beat Ruby Riott. I don't think we need interference, just wins clean.
Yeah.
And then you'd have Charlotte get in her face, and then Becky would come out, and it'd be a bit of a three-way right there. I think Fastlane, you then have Becky versus Charlotte. Winner goes on to face Ronda, and that'll end up in a no finish, and then we get a triple threat match.
I don't know if winner goes on to face Ronda. I think they might just stack it where Becky, you have to beat Charlotte to get your shot back. I don't know if they're going to put Charlotte on the line. I don't know if they're going to make it so Charlotte won't have the shot,
I'd be fearful if Becky's going to beat Charlotte again, because if you think about it, Becky's beaten Charlotte like 4 or 5 pay-per-views now. So if she wins all the time going into WrestleMania, more than likely she's not going to win at WrestleMania. I'd be a little worried about this.
I guess. So you expect what? They do Becky versus Charlotte with the winner getting the match. They'll do that at Fastlane. And then there'll be some sort of inconclusive finish. Maybe Ronda attacks them both.
Right.
And they set up a triple threat for WrestleMania.
I think this is the way things are going to go down.
People were really mad that
Crazy.
Charlotte got the shot and they took Becky out of it. People, do they not realize this is all part of the story? Do they not get it? I don't understand why people were so upset. People that seem to understand pro wrestling were like, this is outrageous. How could WWE do this? It's like, you guys are marking out right here. What are you doing?
Well, I think it's just great television if people are so upset by that.
I was like, yeah. I get it. You're stacking the deck against Becky. You're making Becky the ultimate underdog for her to finally triumph at WrestleMania. Seen it before. Move on. Not interested. Show me the planet's champion.
I can see people being upset that the idea that Charlotte's being inserted into the match, because before it was Becky versus Ronda, and now people can see it slowly turning into Becky versus Charlotte versus Ronda. And I can see where people just never wanted Charlotte involved in this in the first place, and people be upset by that. I get that. However, in terms of the story, it just makes more sense for it to be a triple threat match. I think it'll be a better match if it's a triple threat match.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for the story for all three of them to be involved.
You put the three best, because they are the three best. It's not just Becky and Ronda. Charlotte's really involved in the story since Survivor Series. I think even before Survivor Series, this whole Becky-Charlotte thing goes way back. Pretty much almost a whole year worth. So I think you need to involve her. And again, I think the payoff is better because Charlotte is more of the villain. Ronda, it's kind of in between. I mean, she's a strong champion, but there's not a lot to dislike about her. I mean, just that she's a great champion, that's really it to hate about her?
No, I like Ronda.
Exactly.
I'm on Team Ronda.
That's why you need Charlotte, because you need someone to hate in this match.
Ronda is the ultimate story. I mean, she had a great judo career. She won a bronze medal in the Olympics, but didn't win gold. She had a great UFC career. And then she ran into some problems. She got knocked out by Holly Holm. She got knocked out by Amanda Nunes and realized, MMA just, she wasn't an MMA fighter anymore. She had to retire from the sport after being on top and then falling so fast, so hard. and now picking herself back up and landing in professional wrestling and doing amazing as a professional wrestler. I know a lot of people are Team Becky and everything, and I like Becky a lot too, but to dislike Ronda and to boo Ronda like some people are doing, it's like, really? All right, I get it. I understand why people are doing it. They feel like, oh, Ronda, she gets everything because she's Ronda, but like, yeah, you know, she deserves that. She's Ronda. She's awesome. She's very good. You can't deny that she's amazing, and the fact that she's working so hard and wrestling so much for the WWE is great.
A year ago, we questioned if Ronda could actually be a wrestler. We thought she could do this wrestling thing once or twice, and you even said last year like that wouldn't be enough. Like, you're not really a wrestler if you do that.
That's right.
But
I was skeptical, and she proved herself.
Right. She did it. Like, she pretty much wrestles almost every week, or at least she's on television every week. She's even doing the house shows. Like,
if you don't have that respect for Ronda Rousey, you don't understand professional wrestling. That's just a plain fact. You don't get it.
I think...
You see Lana, what she's saying? She's like, oh, Ronda, if she's so good, how come ratings aren't better on Raw? Lana's saying stuff on Twitter. Lana and Rusev are trying to get themselves fired, I think.
That's too bad. But Lana should realize the work that Ronda put in and maybe try to emulate that a bit.
Lana should try to have a match a quarter as good as Ronda's matches.
Well, she'll never be like that.
And she's got way more experience.
It doesn't show. It doesn't show at all.
Nope. Total Bellas this week was awesome. Nikki went to Ronda's house to train. You know, Ronda has a barn with like animals in it and an official WWE ring at her house.
It's pretty cool.
I wonder if she bought the ring or they just gave it to her.
Probably just gave it to her.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Not many people on the roster have an official WWE ring at their homes. The last person I remember hearing about having an official ring at their house was Bret Hart.
Yeah, I can believe
I don't
that.
know of anybody else that has had it. I'm sure it's happened, but like, not all the wrestlers want a ring at their house, but Ronda, you know, it helps her, you know, train and get better. For Bret Hart, I mean, he's just a master of the game. He needed a ring at his house because he needed to practice too.
I don't know if The Rock had a ring like at his house, but he had access to a ring very easily, I believe, for his comeback.
Official ring?
Yeah, for his comeback.
Right. I'm sure he could just, yeah. I mean, Rock could snap his fingers and a facility could be built for him and he could pay for it and he wouldn't even feel it, you know?
Helps.
The Rock just built $1 million facility.
He lives in Florida too, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, you could go to the Performance Center. They'll shut down the Performance Center for a couple days because Dwayne's coming in. Sorry, guys. No training, no NXT, no nothing. Dwayne's coming in. He needs it. Private sesh for the big man. Speaking of the big man, Kevin Owens, the man, was on Raw this week. Kind of. He was doing a video, and he was bowling. He bowled a gutter ball, but he did reveal something. He is coming back to Monday Night Raw in 1 month.
He said Raw or SmackDown.
Did he say SmackDown too?
Because he said the McMahons weren't sure which show he's going to be on.
Okay, but he's coming back in 1 month. Okay?
Okay.
Raw was on February 11th this week. 1 month, March 11th, is also a Monday. Monday Night Raw from Pittsburgh. I am projecting that to be Kevin Owens' return. He said a month.
The thing is, when he says return, I don't know if he's going to be wrestling, though.
What? Come on.
Him just coming back, you know, taking a mic and talking, that could be what the return is, though. Do you think he's going to wrestle WrestleMania?
Yes.
I hope so.
If he's coming back in a month, he's going to wrestle at Mania. What will he do?
That's an amazing question, because...
Him and Sammy versus Miz and Shane?
Now you're jumping ahead. Like, Sammy's coming back? There was no word about Sammy. Sammy wasn't in the promo with them.
No.
2.0 were there in the background. His son was in the background. Sammy was not there.
2.0, a new tag team signed to NXT from Montreal.
More than likely, I guess they were in Florida bowling, it seemed
Yeah.
like. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Kevin had to do a gutter ball. Like, why did they film this? Like,
I don't know. That was weird. It was weird. It's like, I thought he was going to bowl a strike. I thought we were going to see like a Mr. Perfect style thing, and then no, bowls a gutter, and it's like, man, really? A gutter? I bowled recently. I didn't bowl one gutter ball. How do you bowl a gutter ball? Sad.
you can ask him about it when you see him.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I was really disappointed in his bowling skills. He obviously sucks at bowling. Made me feel good, though. I think I could beat Kevin Owens at bowling, and I'm no professional.
Maybe he wanted to make his son look good, so his son could beat him.
Well, maybe. Anyhow. So, back to the WWE Elimination Chamber show. Miz and Shane are set to defend the tag team titles, the SmackDown tag team titles, right?
Against?
I don't know, because one of the Usos, Jimmy Uso, got arrested this week.
With Naomi.
Naomi was in the car. She did not get arrested.
Though she was driving, and they were driving like the wrong direction.
She was driving?
She was driving. She was driving the wrong direction. The cops told her to get out, but Jimmy was drunk, and then Jimmy started a fight with the cops, and that's why he got arrested. It's quite a mess.
Yeah, Jimmy tried to start a fight with the cops. He got arrested.
I think he took his shirt off or something.
He was drunk. He took his shirt off, and he tried to square up with the cops. So he wasn't driving. Naomi's driving, but she was driving against traffic?
Yeah.
Goodness. Well, I don't know what was going on there. The WWE hasn't really said anything about it. And as of now, they're all good. Didn't one of them have a DUI?
It's Jay, yeah.
Jay had a DUI, and nothing happened to him. He stayed on WWE TV.
He was still champion, yeah.
They were still champions at the time. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. So maybe same deal here.
I feel it's a little different, though. Like, picking a fight with law enforcement?
No punches were actually thrown. He just squared up like he was going to fight, according to them. Who says that that's actually true?
I guess, if the match happens, right? Like, no problems, I guess. No harm, no foul, I guess, but...
As of now, the match is happening.
I wouldn't be surprised if it changes, though.
Me neither.
New Day's already replacing Elimination Chamber. I could see them replacing this as well.
That promo that the Usos did on SmackDown with Miz and Shane was really good, though. The Usos were awesome. When, Usos start saying that Miz and Shane are not the best tag team in the world, that the Usos are the best tag team in the world, and that Miz and Shane are a joke of a tag team, and they're not really a real team. And then Shane saying that the only thing that's real that makes them the best team is the title belts. And then the Usos are like, what? And then they super kick Miz and Shane, and then they left. But I felt like the fans were on Miz and Shane's team, like they were behind them. But then as the promo went on, then the Usos were like, you guys aren't a real tag team. You guys aren't the best tag team in the world, even though you're saying it. You're not even close. You're not even in the discussion. And then Shane's like, yeah, well, we got these belts. It's like, dude, your dad gave those belts to you. You're literally saying, yeah, I'm the best. Look, I'm a 48-year-old man, and my dad gave me these belts, so that proves I'm the best. And then I felt like the crowd turned on them. The crowd was like, boo. I was very much not feeling Miz and Shane this week, and Shane's reply to the Usos was like, what? I'm not a fan of Miz and Shane getting all these wins over the tag team division. They beat the Bar for the belts. They're probably going to beat the Usos at the Chamber. They'll probably beat New Day at Fastlane. It's just ridiculous that they're letting this makeshift jabroni tag team run over the entire SmackDown tag division, an exciting top-level tag division, one of the best tag divisions WWE's ever had, and they're sacrificing it for Miz and Shane. And then when the Usos come out and they're like, you guys aren't the best tag team, we are. It's like, yep, you are, Usos. Correct.
I feel it was a little corny, Miz and Shane. The whole, telling about, what I'm thinking, all that, and he whispers, I think the fans saw that too, and it's like...
It was bad. They suck together. They have no chemistry. They're awful. They're annoying. I don't feel them as baby faces. They're terrible. Boo.
However, I'm really interested to see how this match is going to go. Like, is it just going to be a car crash of a match, much like the bar?
Yes.
Because
Miz and Shane aren't good wrestlers.
But the Usos matches can be very sloppy if that happens. So I'm actually very interested to see how this is going to go because of that. Again, that's fun to watch.
But it's not right.
If the payoff is that we're going to get Miz and Shane in a match, I mean, you're only sacrificing a tag division for a couple of weeks. And you're giving it change.
Several months, though.
You're giving it change. I mean, it's always been the same thing over and over again.
But you're saying that none of these tag teams are good enough to beat Miz and Shane.
One of them's going to... Probably New Day is going to beat them.
You would hope. Because New Day is awesome. And the world was reminded of that this week on SmackDown when Kofi Kingston went like 70 minutes wrestling everybody.
I don't think it was 70
No.
minutes. No, but
it was a long time, man. He was in the ring for a long time. He wrestled Daniel Bryan. It was a gauntlet match on SmackDown where the winner got to enter the chamber match last. And the finish of this is fantastic, and I'm going to get to it. Daniel Bryan cuts a great promo, and then he wrestles Kofi Kingston and loses. Daniel Bryan has an awesome match with Kofi Kingston. He's a WWE champion, and he loses clean after Trouble in Paradise 1, 2, 3.
Well, there was a lot of interference from Rowan. The New Day also got involved a little bit.
Yeah, but Kofi beat him.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it was really that dirty, but
no,
not completely clean.
You see how giving Daniel Bryan is to his opponents, to guys like Kofi?
In non-title matches, it makes sense because now that builds Kofi to potentially wrestle for the title.
Which is what we all want.
But you still don't think he's going to win the title, though.
I'm not sure. After this week, there seems to be more momentum for it, at least. At least now it's not just me, Big E, and Xavier Woods talking about it. It's like, you know, a big chunk of the wrestling world said, hey, how come Kofi's not champion? Which is what we've been saying on this show for years now. How come you don't elevate the New Day? How come you don't give them a shot in the main event? How come the Shield, they're a three-man group that's kind of over. They get broken up and they're all turned into megastars. The New Day, three-man group that's super over, well, they just stay together and they'll lose tag team matches to, you know, whatever tag team we're trying to get over at the moment.
Well,
what's the difference between the Shield and the New Day? Why don't you look at a picture? You decide.
Yeah, the Shield looked better, I guess.
No. But then Big E?
Well, not Big E,
I don't think
of course
so.
not.
I don't think so. Kofi, anybody wrestle better than Kofi Kingston in the Shield?
A lot of people will argue Seth Rollins.
Oh, come on.
I know you'd be upset
It's
about
Kofi
that.
Kingston we're talking about. He's way better. Kofi Kingston beat Jeff Hardy in the Gauntlet match, had a good little match with Jeff, and then he beats Samoa Joe. He rolls up Samoa Joe. Kofi getting a lot of over, and then Joe, he attacks Kofi after the match. He chokes him out. AJ Styles shows up. AJ's not sure he wants to wrestle Kofi. Kofi's like, no, let's go. Let's wrestle. I don't want to forfeit this match. I want my shot in the chamber. I want to be last. And then AJ winds up beating him in the calf slicer submission. And then out of nowhere, here comes Randy Orton, hits AJ with the RKO, pins him 1, 2, 3, not a match. AJ doesn't look great here because he winds up beating Kofi Kingston, who was already beat up, and then taking one move from Randy and going down, just laying down for the count, makes AJ not look that strong going into Elimination Chamber. And, of course, Randy, super lazy, super weak stuff from Randy Orton. He hits his RKO. That's all he does on SmackDown. Everybody else does the work. He hits his move. He, of course, wins the match. And to add insult to injury, he'll now be the laziest guy in the Elimination Chamber because he gets to come in last, which means there'll be like 25 minutes of wrestling before Randy actually enters the match. So again, at the Chamber, just like on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles will all be doing the work for Randy, so Randy doesn't have to. The only silver lining on this is we'll actually see a really good Chamber match on Sunday because Randy will barely be in it. Lazy-ass Randy Orton once again. And here comes Johnny North to defend his favorite wrestler.
You know what's going to happen when he comes out of the Chamber, though, right?
RKO out of nowhere. He'll probably eliminate a couple people, right?
Maybe
he'll hit it on Bryan and eliminate him, and then we'll have a new champion.
I think he'd be very upset. If
I'd be so mad. I don't think there's anything that could make me more mad. Somebody was saying some stuff on Twitter to you this week about how you talk about Randy too much and how nobody likes when you talk about Randy.
I think it was Rob, actually, who said that.
Yeah,
Rob
maybe.
Cruz, yeah.
Yeah, your love for Randy is really getting out of hand. And after seeing this week on SmackDown, seeing all that stuff, I was like, oh, Randy. Typical Randy. That was typical Randy. He barely works on SmackDown. Probably got paid more than everybody else, too, right? And then he'll barely work at the Chamber and probably get paid more than everybody else. And, you know, he might wind up winning the match. Or if he doesn't win the match, he'll still wrestle Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania for the title in a big match, you know? Because he's Randy for some reason.
Well, this is it, though, because he's entering last. I mean, can you think of when it's ever happened, the Elimination Chamber, where the last entrant wins the match? I feel like it actually rarely ever happens.
I don't know.
So I think Randy's chances went down. I mean, I think he might be in the final three, but that's about it.
Yeah, no. Like we said, I think we both expect Daniel Bryan to retain the title and walk into WrestleMania as the champion.
You know, Randy, you know, he gets his RKO out of nowhere. He'll get a cool elimination, probably on Kofi or something that everyone will be upset about, but that's probably about as far as it goes.
Do you think Randy will be the WrestleMania opponent for Daniel Bryan? Because still, that's up in the air. We both expect him to be the champion at Mania, but we're not really sure who his opponent will be.
I really feel like once the Chamber's over, then someone should come out and challenge Daniel Bryan. That's what should happen. Whether it's John Cena, whether it's The Undertaker, we need someone like that to come out, I think.
I don't think it's going to be The Undertaker. He's busy.
Because he's doing that whole like Starrcast event thing. I really hope we get to see The Undertaker versus Finn Balor at WrestleMania.
Doubt it.
I think that's a match we need to see.
Not happening. So The Undertaker, he has removed all kind of WWE mentions from his social media.
He still follows WWE.
Yeah, but
people.
You know, it said WWE whatever Undertaker. Right. Now it's just Undertaker.
Right.
So Undertaker has Twitter, which is crazy. I think it's at Undertaker.
Yep.
So he did this, and people thought, well, what does this mean? And we didn't think much of it. You know, he'll probably just start taking autograph signings and stuff like that. And he is, because he's going to be appearing at the Starrcast event, which is kind of like a fan expo where a lot of wrestlers will be signing autographs. The only thing is, it's attached to Double or Nothing, the big show coming up from All Elite Wrestling. This Starrcast event, the Fan Expo, I think is the day before Double or Nothing. In Vegas, same area, same company, it's the same. This would be like appearing at WrestleMania Access. Doesn't mean you're going to be at WrestleMania, but it does mean you're on friendly terms with this company. For The Undertaker to appear at this event, it says something. It says that either WWE's not that worried, or he's a little bit mad about the WWE. Like, I'm not sure what's going on here with Taker and WWE, but it seems to me like they don't have anything planned for him for WrestleMania, so he's exploring his options. And I don't think he's going to appear at Double or Nothing. But I wouldn't rule it out. And I wouldn't rule out him appearing for AEW. I know that him and Jericho are friends. And I could see Jericho, extending that branch to Undertaker and seeing what happens. And then maybe the Khan family, who seems to have really deep pockets, billions of dollars, maybe sending the Undertaker an offer he cannot refuse. In which case, he might take the money. I wouldn't rule out Undertaker showing up for this company. Now, could he be the Undertaker? I don't think so. I don't know what he would be. But it shows you that these guys are they're not messing around. And you never know what All Elite could do. And where the WWE's going and where WrestleMania's going and everything that we're seeing right now, the direction of the WWE, it doesn't seem like they're doing enough to counter what AEW is going to be bringing when they're running full-time. I don't feel like WWE is prepared for what AEW is going to do to professional wrestling. We don't know what's going to happen until May 25th when Double or Nothing kicks off. Who knows about their TV deal? Whatever. But they have a lot brewing right now. And when it finally is revealed and everything kind of explodes, I don't know if WWE is going to be ready.
Well, you saw the photo of Jericho with Batista, right?
Yup. Apparently Batista is in talks to appear at WrestleMania, but also to appear at Double or Nothing.
I could see both things happening. Why not?
I could see both, but I could see him just going to AEW.
Well, I think WrestleMania depends on Triple H, right? Because they kind of set the seeds for that kind of match, Triple H, Batista.
I think if Batista is at Mania, it's him or Triple H, or him and Rock, if you can get Rock. That'd be a big match.
I guess. It's not really a match I'd want to see, but...
Nah, but, they're movie stars.
Yeah.
People like that.
I guess people want to see that. I'd actually be more interested to see him go to AEW. Just, it would help
Batista versus Kenny Omega.
Just to see those kind of matches. It's fresh. It's new. It's different. Like, with WrestleMania, it's nothing great or exciting. And that's kind of sad with WWE. Like, they can't really bring out anything new and exciting with a guy like Batista. Yet AEW can. It's interesting.
Shows you the potential there with AEW. And I'm not saying Undertaker's going to go there, but it's a possibility. And when in my mind that is an actual possibility, that means, like, man, things are changing and wrestling is going in some really interesting directions here going forward. Like, the next year is going to be crazy.
Well, I still think we need Undertaker WrestleMania. I mean, the match with John Cena wasn't much of anything. It shouldn't end with that. It should keep going. I think Finn Balor, that needs to happen.
I think this year may be the first year in a long time where we have WrestleMania without John Cena or The Undertaker.
Be WrestleMania 16, because John Cena wasn't there and Taker was injured.
It's a long time.
Very
it's
long.
WrestleMania 35 coming up. We got a lot to talk about, as well as new tag team champions, but we have to take a short pause here. We'll preview the rest of the Elimination Chamber and tell you who won the Raw tag team titles this week. It is Wrestling Uncensored. We're here on TSN 690.
You're listening to the Ringside Report with AJ Styles, the phenomenal one.
This is Bret the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
All right, welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. Dave and Johnny live this week. Every Friday afternoon around 12:30, we are live. You can look at me, you can look at Johnny, you can talk to us. And Johnny reviewed the 50 Shades of Grey movie, and it was shocking and awesome.
Completed the trilogy, finally.
You have to see it to believe it. I am still in shock. It's a day later, and I'm still just blown away by what Johnny North revealed about himself. Oh, my goodness. Go watch the show, Dave and Johnny Live, Johnny's 50 Shades review, right now on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. We will actually be back right after the WWE Chamber on YouTube. After every WWE pay-per-view, I am there on YouTube talking to you, breaking down the action. Whatever happens at the Chamber, we will be there to talk about it and get you ready for whatever is to come. You know, everything that happens on these shows impact what will happen at WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. So this Chamber show, definitely very important. You're going to want to be on our YouTube channel after the Chamber on Sunday. Who will be the first ever women's tag team champions? There was a deal with Sasha Banks on Raw where she was hurt. Bayley wrestled a match where she winds up losing. It was a triple threat tag match, and Bayley loses, so that means Bayley and Sasha have to start the Chamber match, while Mandy Rose and Sonya lost a similar match on SmackDown, so they have to start against Bayley and Sasha. A lot of people want to see Bayley and Sasha win. Is Sasha actually hurt? What's the deal?
Apparently she's only partially cleared. That's why on Raw she did a couple things, but couldn't wrestle a full match. Still hurt from the Ronda match, and that Ronda match was extremely rough. I get it. It makes a lot of sense. And
wow.
It's too bad. And you're going to another match that could be really rough. I mean, I hope she's 100% cleared. I'd love to see them win, but I could see them just be safe, and that's why they threw them in first, so get them out of the way, and no injuries happen that way.
Who do you think is going to win?
Well, now I think it's going to be what you said.
Going with me. I said it was going to be Nia Tamina from the start. Nia is a big star. They're doing big things with Nia Jax. Like it or not, it is what it is. I think Nia and Tamina are going to win.
It's weird, though.
But honestly, I could see any of the teams winning.
What?
I believe Nia and Tamina are the favorites, but I would not be surprised if any of these teams won. I wouldn't. Well,
the Iconics.
The Iconics. Okay, the Iconics. I'd be surprised if they won. But then again, they're the only real tag team. Every other tag team that you name are just two wrestlers: Mandy and Sonya, Naomi and Carmella, Nia and Tamina.
The Riott Squad are a team.
But the Riott Squad is a 3-person team. It's Liv and Sarah.
It'd be great if they won the belts. That way Ruby could defend as well.
Yeah.
Like New Day. It would make more sense.
I could see the Riott Squad or the Iconics winning because they're both teams with a name. You know? The Iconics are an actual tag team. They're not even really singles wrestlers. They're only a tag team. It would make sense for them to win.
They're just not very good. They shouldn't win the first ever women tag team titles.
You know, I think Nia and Tamina makes sense. I think Mandy and Sonya make sense. They're a tag team. They want to push Mandy. I could see them winning.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see Naomi and Carmella winning because they're both so awesome. I mean, they're both excellent wrestlers. They both deserve something big. I think it might wind up being Naomi, Carmella, Asuka, and a triple threat at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title.
See, this is the problem. I feel Naomi and Carmella, they're just kind of thrown in here because they didn't have another team. So, I mean, it'd be nice if they won, but I don't feel like this is their moment.
Naomi looked great this week on SmackDown. She's way underused. She's so good.
Well, like you said, maybe her versus Asuka at WrestleMania in a triple threat 4-person kind of match. Maybe, sure. But
Naomi, Mandy, Carmella, Asuka, Fatal 4-Way.
I imagine she'll have some great spots in the Elimination Chamber. I just don't see her winning, though.
So we both think Nia and Tamina.
Well, I really want Sasha and Bayley to win. I hope they do everything to make sure that they win, regardless of the injury. But if I was betting, yeah, definitely Nia and Tamina, unfortunately.
Does Akira Tozawa take the Cruiserweight title from Buddy Murphy?
No.
I don't think so either. All right. Bobby Lashley, he's the Intercontinental Champion, and he will have Lio Rush with him in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Finn Balor. The title will be on the line, though. So Finn could pin Lio Rush to become Intercontinental Champion. Will he do that and become Intercontinental Champion? Or will it be a 2-on-1 attack and, Bobby retains?
I could see Finn win because he pins Leo. I could see that for sure. And this just continues all the way to Mania. Why not?
Kind of like when the, who are those big guys, Tokum and Razar?
The Authors of Pain?
Authors of Pain, or AOP now. They're not Authors of Pain anymore, right?
Right.
Remember when they lost the tag team titles to Rude and Gable? Gable just pinned the manager.
Drake Maverick.
Yeah, he was there for some reason. It was 3-on-2, and the manager was just there to take the fall. Maybe that's what Lio Rush is there for Bobby Lashley here.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I think they want to do something with Finn. The Intercontinental title would make sense.
Well, I think it should be The Undertaker, but give him the IC title in the meantime, sure.
I don't think he's getting Undertaker at Mania.
He should. I'm not saying he will. He should.
Daniel Bryan should get Undertaker if anybody's getting Undertaker.
I'd love to see that, but I feel the John Cena storyline, we've talked about this, that's better.
John Cena versus Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
They're not doing it.
It's too bad.
They should do it, but I don't think they will. Missing out on a great opportunity.
You know what's missing out?
All Elite Wrestling would do that storyline if they were running things, but
how is Rey Mysterio not on the show?
I don't know.
Like, Rey Mysterio should wrestle Daniel Bryan.
Where's Andrade?
Why is that match not happening? It's crazy.
I don't know.
It's a miss.
You know what we're getting instead? Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in a no DQ.
Well, that's so they can get everyone from Raw on the show, because there will be a bunch of interference.
Drew McIntyre.
There you go.
Kurt Angle.
Maybe Dolph Ziggler will come back.
Oh, no. I think we're done with Dolph Ziggler, aren't we? Kurt Angle wrestled on Raw this week. What was that about?
In a 6-man.
Yeah.
Never ended.
Oh, God, it was terrible. Finn Balor beat Drew McIntyre by disqualification because Bobby Lashley attacked him, and then Drew and Bobby tried to do a beatdown on Finn, but then Kurt Angle showed up. Baron Corbin showed up, and he beat up Angle, but then Braun Strowman saves the day, and then Finn and Angle and Braun beat Bobby, Drew, and Baron. Braun hit his power slam, and Finn hit his double stomp on Lashley for the win. Finn pinning Lashley makes me think maybe he'll lose at the Chamber, but you never know. We're both expecting him to pin Lio Rush and become Intercontinental Champion. Are we clear on that? Is that our official prediction? I think so, right?
You know, it'd be also interesting to see Lio.
It's tough to call that one.
What if Lio pins Finn? I could see that as well.
Ooh, that would suck. That would suck for Finn.
It would suck for him a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised.
So maybe Angle and I guess Drew get involved in this Braun Baron Corbin match. It is no DQ, right?
I feel like it's almost a guarantee they're going to interfere.
Yeah.
It won't be a great match, though, I don't think.
I have no idea what this is all leading to. I feel like nothing. I feel like it's leading to absolutely nothing, and they're just doing it to kill time on Raw.
They'll all be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and that's about it.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose, after losing to EC3 last week, beats EC3 this week.
And turned face.
Did he, though?
Well, he told Seth Rollins, slay the beast.
Okay.
And the way they wrestled that match, it felt like EC3 was kind of cocky, and Dean Ambrose wrestled like he was the good guy. And he won the match, so I feel like they did the switch.
I don't know why they would turn him babyface now.
Well, because if he wrestles Nia, which seems like it could happen.
You think he's going to wrestle Nia Jax at WrestleMania?
This is why her win the tag team titles, she might win them, but she could lose them quickly, I think.
I don't think they're going to do a man versus woman match at WrestleMania. Wouldn't look good. I don't think they're going to do it.
Dean Ambrose will lose on his way out. It makes sense.
I don't think they're going to do it. I'd be very surprised. Seth Rollins cut a promo about taking 6 F5s by Brock Lesnar, but I'm still standing in WrestleMania and blah, blah, blah. And then Paul Heyman came out and he's like, whoa, I'm warning you, Seth, Brock Lesnar, he's going to kill you. Be careful, Brock Lesnar, he's the beast incarnate. And then Seth Rollins like, I'm going to walk through hell and sell my soul to the devil if I have to beat Brock at WrestleMania. And that was his promo. We're supposed to be excited for the Universal title match.
People got excited. People were popping.
I wasn't into it. I didn't think that promo was very good.
Well, you should be happy that Brock apparently is going to be on Raw a little bit more often now. I think he's going to be on Raw this month. And I think
he's the champion, so he should be there already.
Well, it was scheduled. He was just going to be maybe the one before Mania, and that was it. But now we'll see him again in March. Man, like this is starting to turn into something now. A confrontation once in a while?
Yeah.
It's bigger.
I guess. Elsewhere on Monday Night Raw, the Revival became tag team champions, hitting their finisher on Chad Gable to beat him and Bobby Roode and become new champs.
It's probably the match of the week, in my opinion. Fantastic match. We always talk about the SmackDown tag division is the best. This was amazing. This just goes to show there is some depth to Raw.
My match of the week was Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan on SmackDown.
Thing is the Gauntlet. That's the problem with Gauntlet. There are moments in Gauntlets, but Gauntlet as a whole, I wasn't as excited as I was for that Raw tag team match. I give Chad Gable a lot of credit. He's an amazing wrestler.
Yes, he is.
And he took a lot of crazy bumps in that match.
I have been saying for years that Chad Gable is the future.
Well, I told you, too, the Revival against Jordan and Gable was one of the best matches in NXT I've ever seen.
Chad Gable can do it all. Chad Gable is as legit as they come. They are not doing nearly enough with Chad Gable.
Well, the tag team title run was pretty good.
He should be Intercontinental Champion by now. He should be on his way to main eventing at this point. He should be doing way more than they're doing with him. Way more. A tag team with Bobby Roode is beneath him. People do not realize how good this guy is. This guy could be running Monday Night Raw in 2 years' time. If pushed the right way, he could be the top guy. Easily. He's a better wrestler than 90% of the roster.
I was a huge fan of the blockbuster German suplex tandem move they do. It's quite good.
Gable can do everything. Everything. He's incredible. And he can talk. He's got it all. It's a little shorter than they want. That's it.
Well, they have a lot of small guys.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Bryan's a little shorter than they want, but you know what? He's the best thing going. And he'll be champion forever.
I think it's just more of the personality. Like, we've seen bits and pieces from Gable, but not enough, in my opinion.
Hey, who hurt Mustafa Ali? Was it Randy in their match? Is that why Mustafa Ali's out of the chamber? Because Kofi wasn't supposed to be in this match, but now Kofi's in the Elimination Chamber for the WWE title because Mustafa Ali got hurt. And I don't know. He wrestled Randy last week. They're trying to say that it was Rowan when Rowan slammed him on the announce table. That's what hurt Mustafa Ali. But he did wrestle Randy before that, didn't he?
Well, he got hurt on the house show. I don't know who he wrestled on the house show, but that's when he got the concussion. I feel it was a tag match. I'm not sure if Randy was in it or not. I feel it was probably like a 205 kind of match.
Does he still wrestle 205 Live, guys?
Well, house shows, I think they just put guys with whoever. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah?
But that's where the injury happened. I think it was on a Saturday.
Okay. So we don't know how exactly he got hurt or if it was, an accident or maybe negligence on the part of an opponent or something, like Randy.
I want to say it was an accident. And with Randy, I think it's a lot harder to get hurt because he's kind of really
safe. He's very safe. Yeah.
So,
although sometimes he just kind of throws people. I remember one time he launched somebody somewhere.
One of the Singh brothers, yes.
One of the Singh brothers, yeah. And he looked back like, oof, that was a rough one. Like, you could tell he was like, oh, man, I really threw that guy. Yeah. Those Singh brothers he tossed around pretty good, and it didn't look that safe.
Besides that, he's very safe, though.
Besides that recent occurrence.
Last year, yeah.
Uh-huh. What did you think of the Elias promo this week? It was pretty weird, right? Elias is in the ring, and then Becky and Finn are backstage and interrupt him. So, it looks like he's going to cut a promo, then they go backstage. And then they go back to Elias, and then a Seth and Brock video package shows instead. And then they go back to Elias, and then the Lucha House Party shows up. And then Elias starts singing a terrible song, and then Kalisto wants to do his own song, and he plays the guitar, and he's not bad, and Elias is like, oh, pretty good. And then Elias hits him with a guitar and runs away. So Elias is now done with Jeff Jarrett and the Road Dogg, and he's moved on to a feud with the Lucha House Party. More time-wasting stuff on Raw.
Pretty much. They're just trying to solidify him as a heel, because I feel that some people forgot that he turned heel, so they need moments like this to make sure people realize he's the bad guy now.
Speaking of bad guys, Johnny North, when's your next match? Where can people see you in the ring?
It's going to be in a couple hours from now, 2 p.m., wrestling Drew Onyx, defending the British Commonwealth Championship in a no DQ match. 4325 Industrial Boulevard, bell time, 2 p.m.
I will be at this match. AJ from Ringside Report Radio will be at this match. My brother from the post shows will be at this match. Speaking of post shows, we'll be on right after the Chamber on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. Go subscribe right now to our YouTube channel. That way you'll see the video when it pops up. It'll be right there. Go to our YouTube channel. More info on our website, wrestlinguncensored.net. Follow Johnny North on Twitter at North Genesis, on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. You could follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dave Simon MMA. Big thanks to Jimmy and Marco for helping us out back at TSN 690, and a big thanks to you for listening. We'll talk to you again. We'll see you again right after the Chamber. For Johnny North, I'm Dave Simon. This has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah.
Yeah.